Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. So today I'm going to be talking about a truly unique VR experience called Aexia. Now I wanted to show you my role-playing skill in action, but my Quest decided that recording audio is just completely optional, and after about 5 seconds in, it dropped all of the audio on about 45 minutes of footage.
Run role plays.
Awesome. So instead, I'm just going to tell you about this experience, why it's unique, why I think you guys should check it out, and let's just get into that. There are, of course, links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead. But before we jump in, this video is brought to you by my sponsor, Kiwi Design. Kiwi has accessories for all of your favorite headsets, and they finally started releasing some new products for the Quest 3. On screen, we have their brand new extra comfy Quest 3 Elite strap. I've been using head straps from Kiwi for years now, and they're hands down my favorite. There's a link to Kiwi down in the description, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel. Now, before I explain exactly what Aexia is and what makes it so unique, I just want to jump back a year to when I originally demoed this product, and at that time, they were trying to create a Dungeon Master role-playing type of toolkit that would not only allow you to emulate your favorite tabletop game, but also dive into it from a first-person perspective. Now, since then, they've scaled back the project. What they originally had was truly intriguing, surprisingly robust, but ultimately probably a bit too ambitious for their 5-man team. As the project stands now, they're focusing much more on the social interactions of role-playing, including items like character banter, improv, and storytelling. So instead of a tabletop emulator, this is now much closer to something like VRChat or a VR LARPing experience. Now, before you tune out and say, oh, well, this isn't my style, I'm no longer interested, or why would I play this over VRChat? Well, stick around, I'm going to answer both of those questions. Before that though, I do want to briefly mention that this project is still in development. A lot of the in-game assets, especially the avatars, should be considered as placeholders because they're currently going through a massive overhaul. There's also a bunch of additional features in development, which I will get to later in the video. Now, addressing the two questions I previously mentioned, starting with, this isn't my style. Well, if VR has taught me anything, I kind of don't know what my style is anymore. Certain games that I think would be amazing in VR end up being dull, and then there's whole genres or experiences that I was never interested in previously, but when I jump into them in VR, like the platformer Moss or the survival game Medieval Dynasty, I end up loving them, which is something I never expected. So all I could say in regard to this isn't my style, it's free to play, just give it a try. You really have nothing to lose here, and you may find out there's a whole new type of experience that you love to play. I also recommend that people should also give VRChat a try, but I do acknowledge that it could make some people feel a bit uncomfortable, and I recommend going in with a knowledgeable tour guide. Now, on the topic of VRChat, we know there's already role-playing or LARPing style communities in VRChat, so why don't you just go there instead of this game? And that's an excellent question, but you have to remember VRChat is this all-encompassing social application that covers many different things. Aexia is focusing mainly on the role-playing aspect, so they're building their entire toolset around this functionality. Also, unlike VRChat, you don't need to have any development or Unity knowledge. Aexia has an extremely robust and very easy to use drag and drop system. Just pull in any of the pre-made assets, rescale them if necessary, and just quickly build out a nice world to hang out in. You could also import your own images and audio files, so you can make your own unique world extremely fast. And that's actually a whole nother advantage here because some people aren't interested in role-playing, but do like building worlds. So they want to set the stage for someone else, and this allows you to do that. Unlike VRChat, you just go in, build some worlds, make them available to other people, and people can utilize them. So if you like building, it's a cool little tool set for you. Now, another advantage over VRChat, besides being able to build worlds really fast without any development knowledge or Unity skills, is the fact that other unique social interaction tools will always be available to you. This includes a GM mode that not only actively has control over the whole world, but also the players inside of the game. Now, some of the extra cool built-in features that stood out for me was a very powerful voice modulation system and other items like gesture-based communication. If you were to cup your hand like you want to whisper to someone like this in-game, well, it'll actually control the spatial audio, and only the person right next to you can actually hear, except for the Game Master. They have control, they can hear everybody whenever they want, but every other player in there won't be able to hear. It'll be like a real whisper, which is really cool. It's just like a great functionality that adds to the whole role-playing aspect. And the Opposite side of that, if you want to shout across the whole map and try and make as many people as possible hear you, you do this gesture. So you cup your hands like that, and all of a sudden it amplifies your voice. It was really cool. And like I said, the voice modulation is very powerful, worked really well. The Game Master that was running my experience was changing from male to female to godlike voice. And I wasn't actually sure it was the same person the whole time, and I asked them at the end. So right there, you know it's impressive. Now, one of the last aspects I want to cover is future updates and how the developers plan to fund a free-to-play title long term. So the most immediate update that they're currently working on is a series of triggers or switches, basically actionable items. This would allow for the creation of something like a whodunit or a murder mystery or even an escape room. So they want to just give players just a little bit more options on the type of worlds they're building rather than just setting a stage for people to improv or, you know, play out some type of scenario. So that's cool. They're definitely expanding functionality. I really want to see a little bit more functionality because right now it is basically just setting a stage for LARPing, and you got to fill in a lot of the blanks with your imagination, or the game master has to just take a lot of control of things. Like someone pretends to pull a switch and then they open up a wall to reveal the next stage. So having actionable items, definitely a big step forward. Now, in terms of how they're going to fund this game, well, the game will remain free to play forever. However, they're going to sell asset packs. So I think this is a great option because players don't need to buy asset packs. So if you're someone who likes to build, you'll be more invested. You'll buy some items you like, whatever it may be, models, tiles, whatever. I don't know exactly what they're selling just yet. That market's not open. However, I think that is definitely a very approachable method for funding on this game. Now, when it comes to the avatars, I mentioned what they have right now is really just placeholders. They really want to get some really nice, robust, fully motion tracked avatars in the game. And right now, they're trying to get the Ready Player One avatars in there, which are absolutely fantastic. If you're not familiar with them, I love them. That would be a great option. So we'll see if that happens. Now, I know I said there's nothing quite like this in VR and then immediately compared it to VRChat, which does have many similar aspects. However, like I said, the tool set, the options here, the ease of use do set it apart. Now, when it comes to gameplay or the overall experience, the closest thing I've ever tried was the Meta movie in Neos VR, the alien rescue experience. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically a bunch of actors who will run you through a pre-built world or a pre-built experience, but you could steer the storyline in any way you want just by how you interact with them. So it's a bit improv built, you know, pre-made experience, and that's what this will offer up. But now everyone can do that. It's not going to be something that, you know, you got to get developers and programmers and real actors in there. Just any, you know, person who downloads this application could start building and start creating a world where they can bring random people in and you can just improv and explore and have some fun. You know, that type of LARPing experience. So I thought this was unique enough, cool enough to just recommend it to you guys. This is not sponsored. They didn't ask me to do this video. They don't know I'm doing this video. They just said, hey, you know, we did a tour at GDC recently. We were given some demos. Do you want that demo? They gave me the quick 10-minute demo, and then I hung out with them for an additional hour. And I'm like, you know something? They really have something here. I want to see this develop further. I want to get some eyeballs on this. And like I said, it's free to play, so you have nothing to lose. So go check it out. Like I said, it's still in development. It's still pretty early, but I have some high hopes for them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.